That's super helpful. So thanks, Josh.
Yeah,
Maybe one more thing that we could like talk about briefly, and then we can get
sure.
to like some of the objections
Sounds
and
good.
like questions. It's the idea of like we talked. You've talked about like trying to map this idea, trying to get to a being that's like maybe like unlimited and like unlimited in value and supreme and things along these lines. From there, like how would you connect it? Like as Christians, obviously, like we believe that like in God and the conscious mind that like creates the
Mhm.
universe. Like, is there anything further you do to try to connect those dots, or would you use other arguments, or like where would you go from there thinking about that, Josh?
Yeah, and I think it is helpful to sort of think of many pieces together. I mean, really, when you're thinking about a grand scale theory, a theory of sort of ultimate reality, you want your theory to fit everything else you think you know. Like it
Hmm.
needs to be able to fit with the rest of the world in our observations. And so I kind of like to divide the arguments into two types. One type of argument is an argument from the effects. So you look at the kinds of things you see in nature, consciousness. Well, I see consciousness within myself. Complexity, design, my power to reason, maybe a moral sense. You just sort of list the features of reality, and then you think back to, okay, what kind of a reality could be an ultimate source of all those features.
Hmm.
Another kind of strategy, which is what we're exploring here, is not to look so much at the effects, but instead just to look directly at the nature of the cause and think, okay, what kind of thing could be at the base? What could be ultimate? And if carving away arbitrary limits, together with recognizing some of its positive aspects, is going to lead us to a supremely positive fundamental reality, then you might derive some of the classic perfections. I mean, you might think that if it's supremely positive fundamental reality, well, then it would have, as I mentioned, the power of a mind. It would have the power to know things and to see things. It would be purely good. And you might think of this as kind of a as a way of unpacking through conceptual analysis the concept of a purely positive, non-arbitrarily limited. So it's non-arbitrarily limited plus has that value. So it's purely positive reality. Then you use reason to deduce the implications from there. So I think there are a few different paths. I mean, I mentioned the path from power has supreme power, therefore the power to know, if that's part of supreme power. And then there's the path through value, has supreme value, and therefore has the valuable feature of having a maximal mind. That would be another path. So I think there are actually a few different paths to explore. Yeah.